Hello everyone, welcome to Study Online and welcome back to Python Full Stack classes. Today happens to be the day 6 of Python class. Let me just do one thing, let me just share you the screen. Guys, I hope the screen is visible for everyone, right? If I'm not wrong, correct me if I'm not wrong. I hope the screen is visible. Okay, let me just tell Study Online, Python Full Stack. Okay, today happens to be the day 6. That means the last demo class. Guys, you tell me, initially when you decided to attend the class, you thought demo class means some dummy content will be done where it is not useful. That's what many of them thought, right? Just be frank. Just be frank. No, just tell me that's what you thought, right? But do you think that is the case that happened? 100% no. From day one, I have started off with the content, and that too, I'm taking only 1 hour of class. I hope that you people are writing the notes. Without wasting any more time, let me just go back to the notes. Where is the notes? I hope here is the notes. Yep. Let me just come back to the topics. When it comes to day 5, I hope memory allocation in Python is what I have covered. Guys, when it comes to features of Python, please tell me. No, actually today I'll be starting off with what I can tell you. Data types that are there in Python. But before starting with data types that are there in Python, I want you to have a basic clarity about what I can tell features of Python. In future, I want a very important topic that has to be taught, like platform dependent and platform independent. I'll not take much time. I might be taking some 5 minutes or maximum 10 minutes. Let's wind up as early as possible. Okay, I'll just consider one more page. This happens to be day 6, I will tell. Okay. Now, if you are aware of that particular topic, whatever I'll be asking, just tell me yes. If not, please tell me no. Do you know what is the meaning of platform dependent and platform independent? Yes or no in the chat box? Yes or no? Do you know what do you mean by platform dependent and platform independent? Guys, this topic is very important. Now only I'm telling. Because of this particular topic only, Java Python has become famous. Trust me, because of this particular very important feature. Okay, sir, what is this topic? Could you please explain me this topic? 100% I'll explain. First of all, what do you mean by dependent? The English meaning of dependent is what I'm expecting from your side. Let's forget about what is platform dependent for time being. What is the English meaning of dependent? Could you people please tell me? What is the English meaning of dependent? What is English meaning? That's it. What is dependent? Don't you think depending on something is only nothing but dependent? That's it. Depending on something is only called as dependent. Similarly, what is independent? If you don't depend, then it is called as independent. I hope you know the basic meaning of dependent and independent, right? Maybe if you know the basic meaning of dependent and independent, maybe for me, my job will be very simple. So I can just teach you what is platform dependent, what is platform independent. Now, I'm going to display a diagram. Fine, I'm going to display a diagram. Just tell me whether people are able to understand by seeing the diagram or not. So because I could have written this diagram, it's not a very big deal, but I don't want to waste the time. The only thing is I want you to get the clarity, what is platform dependent, what is platform independent. 90% they'll not be asking the interview. If they're asking, you should not leave the chance. You have to clear the interview in such a way you have to tell the answer. Let's come back to the platform dependent. For platform dependent, the best example happens to be C programming language. Not now, maybe when they released. Fine. Observe properly and listen to what I'm telling. Because this is very important. You have to listen and you have to observe. Don't see everything. Don't see everything. Just look at the cursor. Guys, I hope some red color spotlight is displayed, right? Yes or no? Some red color spotlight is displayed. Okay. Assume that as a developer, this is computer number 1. This is computer number 1. This is computer number 2, computer number 3, computer number 4. Fine. You don't look at whatever that is there in computer number 2 and don't look at whatever that is there in computer number 3, computer number 4. Don't look at that. Just assume that there is 4 computers. Now, if you consider computer number 1, please tell me, guys, whatever the code that you will be writing, assume that the developer would have written the code in C. It will be a high-level language. Will you agree with my point? It will be a high-level language. Guys, I want a very quick response from your side. Let's wind up early because it's a weekend, and that's why you people will be what I can tell struggling to attend the class. Okay, I know if you are attending the class, if you have decided, I'm damn sure that you have that interest, you have that urge to learn. Now, what this high-level language that we have written, fine. This high-level language will be taken in a single shot by C compiler, which in turn generate the machine level language directly. Directly, it is going to generate what? Machine level language. Now, this machine level language, what has been generated by C compiler, will be given to loader. Loader will load it on the RAM so that we will get the output. Now, if you consider a computer or if you consider a platform, if somebody is asking what is platform, your answer should be platform is a combination of software and platform is a combination of hardware. If you put together, then only it is called as platform. Is that clear, guys? What is platform? It's a combination of hardware and software. Now, software means only one very important thing matters a lot when it comes to a computer. So what is the only one very important thing, sir? Operating system, where it will be having the line of control. Is that clear, guys? Operating system. Right now, in my laptop, the operating system happens to be Windows operating system. You might be using Linux operating system. You might be using Macintosh operating system. Like this, you might be using any operating system, it doesn't matter. But right now, in this computer number one, assume that the code has been written using this platform, one microprocessor company. Fine. Guys, when it comes to processor, have you heard about Intel, AMD? Yes or no? Have you heard about Intel, AMD? Now, processor doesn't matter. Ultimately, let's assume that I'm a processor. I might be a AMD processor, I might be a Intel, whatever it may be. If somebody is giving me machine level, I'll give the output. Somebody giving machine level, I'll give the output. That is how processor will work. But software, that means software means it's a core. Fine. Whenever you convert this high level language into machine level language, don't you think this operating system should give the control to C compiler? Then only the C compiler can compile. Yes or no in the chat box? 100% yes. 100% yes. Now, do you think as a developer, fine, you might be sitting in India, assume that computer number one is there in India, computer number 2, 3, 4, maybe in different countries it is there. Fine, you might be connected via internet. Will you share your source code to another person? Will you share your source code to another person? Never. You should never share your source code to another person. Then what they did, sir? They have just here, guys, if you share your source code on the internet, hackers will be there. They will hack the content. That's the reason you should never share your source code. Fine, trust me, you should never share your source code, whatever you have written. It might be Python or it might be Java or it might be C. In the project, I'm telling, not the learning process source code, whatever you're writing. The project source code should not be shared anywhere. If you join a company and if they got to know that you're sharing the source code via internet to somebody else in different mode, you'll be terminated. Trust me, you'll be terminated. That's the reason. Please make sure that you will never share the source code, but they'll be having a repository. There you can play around. What is that repository? Maybe in the upcoming classes I will tell. Now, this high-level language has been converted to machine-level language by C compiler. What they thought, okay, anyhow, source code we can't send. Let us send the machine-level language code. Then what will happen? This machine-level language code will be given to this microprocessor. Again, this machine-level language will be given to this microprocessor. Again, this machine-level language will be given to this microprocessor. But you have to observe very important thing. Computer number 2 is using Linux operating system. Computer number 3 is using Windows operating system. Computer number 4, Macintosh. That means what is platform dependent? If you ask me, in which platform it got generated? Don't you think this machine level language got generated using Windows operating system? Will you agree with my point? This machine level language of C program got generated using Windows operating system. That is the reason it will only work in the same operating system of other computer. If platform mismatches, here like Linux or Macintosh, it will never work. That means you have to understand machine level language is platform dependent. In which platform it got compiled? That is operating system, guys. In which platform it got compiled? In the same platform it should execute. Then only it will execute. If not, it will not execute. You will never get the output. For such thing, we will call it as platform dependent. That means if somebody is asking what is platform dependent, your answer should be pretty simple. I'll tell you the definition. Just tell me whether it is correct or not. If somebody is asking what is platform dependent programming language, if a program is compiled in one operating system and if it is executed in the same operating system of other computer, then it is referred as platform dependent programming language. Is that correct or not? I want a very quick response from your side. Please do respond. I see here, if a program is compiled in one operating system, and if it is executed only in same operating system, in bracket, same or other computer, it doesn't matter. It might be in the same computer or it might be in the other computer. Then only it will execute. For such programming language, we will call it as platform dependent programming language. Best example, C++ at that point of time. Is that clear for everyone? Guys, I hope you're able to understand, right? Yes or no? I hope you're able to understand. Okay. One thing you have to remember, example C++. Similarly, machine level language, MLL means machine level language. Machine level language is platform dependent. That is the reason what they thought, okay, if this is the scenario, it would be very difficult for us to survive in the industry. Why? Because if I write the code, somebody should be able to use. That's the reason what they did. What Java people, what Python people did, if you ask me, they came up with something called as platform independent programming language. Okay, sir, how they made the programming language as platform independent, sir? They will never use to share the source code, that is for sure. They never used to share this machine level language also. Rather, what they did, if you ask me, look at this diagram, easily you will be able to understand. Before that, let me just display the diagram. Later, I'll just start explaining that. Yeah. Is the diagram visible for everyone? Guys, please do respond. Is the diagram visible for everyone? Just give me a minute. I think the diagram is not being properly opened. Just give me 1 minute of time. But so much point is there when it comes to this diagram. Now I'm telling you have to understand everything. Okay, but the main thing is you have to concentrate properly when I'm explaining. If you concentrate properly, trust me, you'll be able to understand. Please tell me, what kind of language is Python? Is Python interpretive or compiled or hybrid? That you tell me. Is Python interpretive, compiled or hybrid? Guys, don't act like innocent kids. Why? Because already people are aware of the answer. That is the reason I'm asking. I'm not asking a new question. Fine. What kind of language is Python? Guys, until you respond, I'll not proceed. Very good. Don't you think Python is a hybrid programming language? Hybrid, both compiled and interpreted. Compilation will happen. Bytecode will be generated. Interpreter, next machine level. That means if you observe properly, this is computer number one. Developer will write the Python code, that is high level language, technically it is called a source code. It will be taken by a Python compiler in a single shot, which in turn generates a bytecode, or few people will call it as combination of machine level language plus high level language. Or you can call it as intermediate code, or you can call it as what? Intermediate code. Now this bytecode will be taken by PVM, which in turn generates and load the machine level language onto RAM line by line. Later, everything will be given to microprocessor, you'll get the output. But now you have to tell me, guys, bytecode is platform independent. Bytecode is platform independent. Is that fine? As previously, they used to share machine level language, which is platform dependent. That made C++ platform dependent. But now whatever the bytecode that will be generated, right? That is platform independent. Is that clear for everyone? Yes or no? Yes, I want you people to respond. Is that clear? In case of Python, the bytecode, whatever that will be generated, is platform independent. Bytecode is platform independent. Again and again, I'm telling. Now, instead of sharing the source code or machine level language, first of all, it won't be generated in the initial. They used to share bytecode. If you just look at BC is available. Now, what they did, okay, let's make the bytecode as platform independent. That will make Python as a platform independent. But what we will do, we'll have a separate PVM for Windows operating system. We'll have a separate PVM for Macintosh. We'll have a separate PVM for Unix. That means as soon as you download Python, don't you think by default Windows PVM will be downloaded? That is, Windows interpreter will be downloaded. Yes or no? Python virtual machine for Windows will be automatically downloaded if you download Python for Windows. Similarly, Python will be different for Macintosh. Python will be different for Linux. I don't know whether you have observed or not. If I go to python.org, fine, don't you think Python for Windows, Python for Macintosh, Python for what I can tell, Linux, like this, different categories there. That means what is going to happen? This bytecode will be taken by, okay, which operating system? Linux. What they will do? They will install Python Linux. That is Python which is supported to Linux. Then PVM, that is Linux PVM, will convert this bytecode into machine level, load it on the RAM. RAM and microprocessor will be connected, get the output. I have not written RAM and all, maybe shortage of space. That's the reason. Again, if you provide the bytecode, PVM, Windows PVM, okay, fine, let it convert you so that you will be able to get the output. Bytecode, Macintosh PVM, Macintosh Python, converts it into machine level language, give it to RAM, RAM will be give it to microprocessor, get the output. That means if you consider Python, write the code once, write once, WO, run anywhere, run anywhere, run anywhere. This is only technically called as WORA property of Python. WORA, WORA. Write once, run anywhere. Is that clear? It's an important interview question. Can you explain WORA property of Python? If they're asking, you should not tell WORA. Fine. You have to just tell the clarity. Fine. What is WORA? Yes, is that fine? I hope you people are able to understand what is the meaning of WORA. Write once, run anywhere. That's it. Is that clear? Please do respond. Is that clear for everyone? As later you can write this diagram. It's not a very big deal. Now, let me just ask a few questions. Let's see how many of them will understand. Now, let me just write the definition first. I would like to write the definition. When it comes to definition, this is pretty simple. This is pretty simple. But directly, I'll write the definition. As today, I will understand the in detail Python. Don't worry. Once I start data types, if a program is compiled in one operating system, 100% has to be compiled in one operating system. And if it is executed in any operating system, this point is very important. If it is executed in any operating system, then it is referred as platform independent programming language. Best example, Python, Java. In case of Python, initially the high level language, whatever the high level language code that you'll be writing, right? It will be converted to bytecode. See here, HLL will be converted to bytecode by whom? If you ask me, Python compiler. Later, that bytecode will be converted to machine level language by whom? If you ask me, by Python interpreter. That is nothing but PVM. Is that fine? In case of Python, platform independent programming language. That is, in case of platform independent programming language, it might be Python or Java. It supports WORA property. What is WORA? Write once, run anywhere. Anywhere, whatever, wherever you want, you can run. Now, is the diagram understandable? Please tell me. If you just look at the diagram, are you able to understand? It's not a very, very big diagram. Now I'm telling. Are you able to understand? Just take 5 seconds of time and glance the diagram, whatever I have written. Just glance the diagram. Okay. Now you should tell me the answer, guys. Let's see how many of them will tell the answer. If I consider Python platform dependent or independent, be very quick. Don't waste your time and my time. Let's wind up as early as possible. Python platform independent. Platform independent. Similarly, bytecode platform dependent or independent? Platform independent. Similarly, if you consider machine level language, platform independent or platform dependent? Platform dependent. Similarly, if you consider PVM, don't you think it is also a platform dependent? I hope everybody are getting a proper clarity. Guys? Okay, cool. Shall I proceed to the next topic? Let's not waste our time. Let's proceed further. Okay, this is all about platform dependent and independent. Hope that everybody are able to understand what is platform dependent, what is platform independent, and why Python is platform independent. Why Python is made it as platform independent. That is very important. Is that clear? Please do respond. Is that clear? Shall I proceed further? Maybe if you could respond, I can just proceed further. Now I'll explain the features of Python. Let's see how many of them will be able to understand. I'll not even speak anything about these points, whatever I'll be writing. Tell me whether it is correct or not. Features of Python is the heading that I have written. Actually, I thought of doing on day 8 or day 9, but few people are not having any clarity on Python. That's the reason. Let me start from scratch, no issues. If you consider first point, don't you think it is very simple and easy to understand? Till now, I think it's been already 5 days. This is the 6th day. Don't you think Python is like an English language, human readable language? Yes or no? Python is like a human readable language. Readability will be increased. Very easy syntax, and it will reduce the development time. In less cost, we can develop the project if you are using Python. That is what the first feature. That is what the first feature. Simple and easy to learn. Okay, sir. What about the second feature, sir? Second feature, have you paid any amount to download Python? Now, don't tell me, sir, to learn Python, we are paying some amount, sir. That is fine. Why? Because 5 months you have to attend the class and we have to help in placement preparation, everything. That is the reason. Cost will be involved. Now, whenever it comes to downloading Python, have you paid a single rupee? As I'm asking for everyone, have you paid a single rupee? 100% no. You haven't paid a single rupee for downloading Python. Correct, right? It is free of cost. It is free of cost. That is what the second point. If you just look at the second point, guys, what is this freeware? I will give you the clarity. You don't worry about that. I'll just do one thing. I'll just consider Times New Roman. Let me just increase the font size to 18. Okay. This point is very important, guys. No one I'm telling. Sir, what point, sir? Wait. Have patience. Freeware. And it's an open source software. Many of them will understand. Freeware means freely downloadable. Maybe if you just go to this website, automatically you'll be able to download Python. Now, sir, what is open source, sir? What is open source, sir? As open source means, listen, open source means, let's not have this. Or let me just include this. Let's not have this. Okay. Maybe if I write that, you might be getting confused. It's too early for me to write embedded feature here. That's the reason. Guys, don't you think I'm a Python developer? Assume that I'm a Python developer who is having around 6 years of experience. I'm working on Python from my career. Fine. After 10 years, at least after 10 years, don't you think I'll become master in Python? Although I might be master in Python now, don't you think if I have 10 years of experience or 5 years of experience, don't you think the level of knowledge increases? Correct, right? Now, don't you think these people who have given Python for free of cost, they'll be having a forum. Sir, what is forum, sir? It's a platform where the developers who are working on Python will discuss. Fine, there is a forum. Even I'm the member of the forum. Yes, anybody can become. Today also you can become a member. It's not a very big deal. Now, what I can do, what is open source, if you ask me, assume that already Python can be integrated with Java. That is only technically called as Jython. Yes or no? That is only technically called as Jython or JPython, however you want, you can call. Or while doing development activity on Python, I felt one feature can be updated, one feature can be modified. Like this we can do, like that we can do. All those things we can put it in that particular forum. Where if they feel, yes, this is a legitimate point what this developer is telling, 100% they will consider. 100% they will consider. That's the reason Python is open source. Across the globe, developers can contribute to enrich Python features. That is the reason Python is number one. Trust me. Guys, you tell me, whatever the Python full stack course that I'm doing, is it an open source or closed source? Let's see how many of them understood the meaning. Is it an open source or closed source? Let's see how many of them will tell the answer. Is it open source or closed source? Let's think from the perspective of what I thought here. Think from the perspective what I thought. Okay, I'll just give you the hint. Later, tell me the answer whether it is open source or closed source. Now, I might be doing 400 hours plus content. It might be 400 hours plus, and it will be less than 500 hours. Wait. Have patience. Have patience. Tomorrow, few features of Python might be updated. After this batch itself, or before the batch is going on, they will give update to Python. They'll give some update to Django. They'll give update to Django. At that point of time, don't you think if I'm a closed source, that doesn't mean that I'll not be updating the content. I'll not listen to somebody else thing. I'll not update my content. That means now tell me, whatever the Python full stack course that I'm doing, is it an open source or closed source? Because for example, I'll be doing a 30 hours of programming round, as well as more than 50 hours of DSA I'll be doing fine. When it comes to programming round, initially I'll be doing 30 hours. Assume that you will attend a company interview, and I felt, okay, this particular programming question is very interesting, and let me solve this for my students, let them understand. And if I make it as 35 hours, fine, I can do it, I will do it. Trust me, I can and I will do it. Now tell me, the Python full stack course, is it open source or closed source? I hope now you got the clarity. What is the meaning of open source and closed source? Did you get the clarity? Even still, if you're not having the clarity, nothing can be done. Maybe going ahead, you'll understand. Now, I'll not speak anything about the 3 points, whatever I have written here. You should tell me whether it is correct or not. I'll not speak in a single word. Times New Roman 18. It's a high-level programming language. Sir, what is high-level, sir? Human understandable language. That's what the meaning of high-level. It's a high-level programming language. Similarly, it is platform independent. Please don't ask me what is platform independent. Why? Because just now I have thought, if you develop in one operating system, it can be executed in any operating system. Similarly, Python is hybrid programming language. Sir, what is the meaning of hybrid, sir? As hybrid means, I hope you know the clarity. Both compiled and interpreted. Yes or no? Yes, please do respond. Yes or no? It's both compiled and interpreted programming language. For such language, we'll call it as hybrid programming language. I hope it's clear for everyone. And now, out of 12 features of Python, in the interview, if they're asking, all the 12 features is what you have to tell. At least, will you tell in the proper order, like how I have written? Can I expect everyone to write it in the same order? Can I expect everyone? Yes, please tell in the proper order what I have given. Trust me, easily will be able to crack the interview. Already 5 points I have given. Rest of the points also very simple. Let's see what are the next couple of points. I hope already you have written these points in your notes, but I haven't given the clarity. Now, when it comes to the next one, I can't explain now itself. Why? Because time should answer for that. That means time should answer means when the time comes, I will be telling the answer. Python is both procedure oriented as well as Python is both object oriented programming language. I hope in the yesterday's session, a glimpse is what I have given, a teaser. It is not even a teaser, whatever I did for object orientation. Don't you think Python is both procedure oriented? What is procedure oriented? I will tell you. And a very important point, object oriented. That is the reason we can reuse the code and it is very secure. Python code we can reuse and it is very secure because of its procedural oriented. Reusability can be done because of its object oriented. It is highly secured. Instead of secured, let's write highly secured. Highly secured programming language. Sir, what is embedded, sir? We can use Python programming language with any other programming language. Like if we combine C and Python. Guys, I hope I have told the flavors of Python, right? If I'm not wrong, yes or no? In one of the day, I have taught flavors of Python. In which day? I think in day 3, I guess. I don't exactly remember. Yeah, day 3 here. We can embed Python with C, Java with Python, Ruby with Python. I hope you people are getting the clarity. That is what the meaning of embedded. Now you got the clarity about what is procedural oriented as well as what is object oriented. Next couple of points are very easy. Let's do one thing. Let's consider those points. First, what I will do, I will write the. Just give me 1 minute. Okay. How many points I have given when it comes to day 1? Could you people please tell me how many points I have given? Okay, only 10 points is what I have given. I think one more point we can include. multi-threaded programming language. Multi-threaded programming language. Similarly, you can just tell, I think, yeah, 11 points is what I have given. Maybe if you want, I can just include the point when the time comes. Just give me a minute. Why it is not going here? Okay, cool. No issues. Let's come back to day 6. Now, when it comes to eighth point, you please tell me what is the point number 8? As I want you to respond. What is point number 8? Guys, just type whatever you people are seeing here. That's it. Just type what is there in that. Portability. I can't give best example for portability. Wait, I'll just give it to you. Yep. Let me just consider a very nice example. Guys, when I started using mobile phone, when I started using mobile phone, at that point of time, I purchased SIM. Trust me, at that point of time, I purchased SIM. Still, I'm using the same SIM. I think I don't know how many years. I think it's been around more than 15 years that I'm using the same SIM card. First, I purchased, not I purchased. My dad gifted. Fine, not gift. I took his phone when he purchased a new phone. Okay, this is what my number that I purchased, 8553531326. And the network operator happens to be Aircel. Have you heard about Aircel? Because long back ago, there was a company called as Aircel. How many of them are aware of this? Not Airtel, Aircel. Mahendra Singh Dhoni used to give the advertisement for Aircel. Guys, anybody in the class, do you remember? Yes, I purchased Aircel. At that point of time, maybe I was using Nokia N73. I think nobody will be using this mobile phone. It's what I can tell. Raw phone is what I can tell at that point of time, N73. I think more than 15 years back, I guess. Yeah, approximately more than 15 years back. Now, later what I did, I purchased a mobile phone. Fine. Mobile phone happens to be Zolo. After, guys, I have just written what I remember. In between, I might have purchased some other mobile phone, but what I remember is what I have written. I purchased a new mobile called as Zolo. Fine. I purchased a new mobile called as Zolo. At that point of time, I just changed this network operator from Aircel to Tata Docomo. Have you heard about Tata Docomo? As I hope you would have heard about Tata Docomo, right? I think they used to give some advertisement, Docomo, like that. I don't know the exact flow. Like that, they used to give the advertisement, right? Now this Tata Docomo and all is not there. I have changed the network operator as well as I have changed the mobile phone. Guys, anybody in the class? Do you remember Zolo? There was a mobile called as Zolo. Anybody in the class? I'm not seeing any response. Do you remember? Okay. And now, okay. Okay. So many things I have written. Just tell me whether it is correct or not. Zolo, I think it's from Motorola, I guess. It's not from Java. It's from Motorola, I guess. I don't remember exactly, but I remember the mobile name Zolo. But I think it's from Motorola, I guess. Even I'm not sure which company owns Zolo. But I remember this is the first phone that I got when I joined engineering. When I joined engineering, this is the first mobile phone that I have purchased in my first semester. That's the reason I remember. And that particular mobile phone has been taken by HOD. First day itself, first day in the college, he has just taken the mobile and he kept for 1 week. Later, he got to know, okay, nothing he can do, and he just gave it back. Yeah, it was by Lava. Yes, Lava. Very good, Swagat. Yeah. Later, what I did, I purchased that means OnePlus 2, and I have changed the network vendor, that is network provider. Later, OnePlus 7. I think in between OnePlus 5 came, but I don't know. OnePlus 7. Next, OnePlus 8. Now I'm using, guys, I can't write everything. Now I'm using the world best network provider, is what they claim. But do you think these people are the world best network provider? Yes or no? Guys, let me tell you one thing. Wherever all this particular other network provider will not be having connection, there this particular network will be having very good connection. I'll agree with this. In village side, all those things. But where everybody are giving a proper network connection, these people will not give network connection in that area. Have you experienced this? Literally, I experienced like anything. Have you experienced? If not, it's okay, no issues. Now I'm using OnePlus 11, OnePlus 7. Now, sir, what, sir? Simply you're rating the phone that you have purchased. Sir, no, sir. Why no iPhone, sir? I hate. Literally, I hate. I don't know why. Literally, I'm not used to that Apple. Fine. I purchased and I used for 2 months, I guess. That's it. And I just gave it to my brother. You just enjoy with this phone. Fine. Basically, I love Android. Fine. Okay. Now, please tell me, guys. Mobile number is same. Mobile number is same. But don't you think, irrespective of network provider, mobile is getting changed. Mobile number has remained same. Will you agree with my point? Mobile number has remained same. Mobile number has remained same. Yes or no in the chat box? Please do respond. As I want you people to respond. That means even though if you migrate your Python code to any platform, even though if you migrate your Python code to any platform, 100% it is portable. That means it will not change its main feature. It will not change its main feature. Is that clear, guys? Is that clear? Sir, can you just give me some examples? Sir, 100% I'll give you the example. So your Python programs are portable in nature. In case if we migrate Python program from one platform to another platform, features will never change. It will never gonna change. For example, let's take, I have written a Python code in my laptop. In my laptop, I'm using Windows operating system. I'm using I think around 2 TB hard disk. 2 TB hard disk. I think around 16 GB RAM. 16 GB RAM. Like this, etc. is what I'm using. Fine. Next, if I change the platform, guys, maybe processor also might change. Assume that I might be using Intel. I might be using Intel processor, Intel i7 or whatever maybe. Fine. Now, assume that if I change the platform, maybe if I change the platform tomorrow, fine. Assume that I'll be start using Linux operating system. It might be it comes under Unix, AMD processor, and I'll just start using 4 TB SSD. Now, don't ask me what is HDD SSD. I might be using 32 GB RAM. 32 GB RAM. If I execute the same Python program, don't you think same output is what I'll be getting? Yes or no in the chat box. I want a very quick response from your side. Don't you think same output is what I'll be getting? That is what called as portability. Even though the external factors are getting changed, the platforms are getting changed, Python will never change. That is what the beauty of Python. Is that clear for everyone? Guys, please do respond. Is that clear? Guys, I hope you're able to understand, right? I'm not making the things difficult. I hope I'm giving a clear picture. Okay, shall I proceed further? Please do respond. Shall I proceed further? Later we'll see this dynamic and all. First, let's stick on to extensive built-in library. Guys, when it comes to extensive built-in library, as and when the time comes, I'll start using the built-in libraries, then you'll understand. Fine, let me just consider. Okay, and this point is very important. Let's see how many of them will understand this point. Yep. Python provides a huge list of built-in libraries, which are used in the field of AI, ML, DS. Fine. There are so many libraries, guys. There are so many libraries. There are so many packages that are being provided by Python, where we can, what I can tell, do our task in a very better manner when compared to other programming language. That is the reason Python is the only language. 95% of the people will use Python in AI, ML, DS. Never Java. Never. Not even a single program is written in Java for AI, ML, DS. Everything 99%, not 99, I can tell 95% of the people will go with Python. Other programming languages also there like Ruby, specific requirement they'll go. That's it. Next, this is very, very important point. Now, I'm telling this is very important. People might ask you in the interview panel, what is dynamically typed programming language? Why Python is called as dynamically typed programming language? People might be asking this question. At that point of time, what you should tell? If you are aware of Java, please tell me, Java, is that dynamically typed programming language or statically typed programming language? What kind of language is Java? Yes, could you people please do respond? What kind of language is Java? Is that dynamic or static? I want you people to respond. Is that dynamic or static when it comes to Java? Guys, I want you to respond. What is there in that? Yes, maybe in the Java class, they would have written dynamic. That's true. From the execution point of view, it is dynamic. But internally, it is a static type programming language. Is that clear, guys? Please do respond in the chat box. From the execution point of view, Java might look like dynamic, but trust me, it is a static type programming language. Maybe going ahead, when he talks about JVM, GRE in depth by teaching the architecture, he will tell. But as of now, he might be covering like it's a dynamic type programming language. But let's not consider Java. Just for your understanding, I'll be writing that. Observe. Unlike other programming language, we are not supposed to specify the type of the data. We are not supposed. That means we need not to provide. Why we have to provide? Automatically, dynamically it will take. That's what the beauty of Python. See here, unlike other programming language, we are not supposed to specify the type of the data while declaring a variable. Rather, the type would be decided by PVM. Who will decide the type if you ask me? PVM will decide the type from that is in the execution time or runtime. Hence, Python is dynamically type programming language. Is that clear for everyone? That means we need not to specify the type. Guys, don't you think in case of Java, like this would have written store 10 within a variable called as a, which belongs to a type called as integer. That is how. But in your college, what they would have done? Int a is equal to 20, int a b is equal to 20, string name is equal to Sandesh. No, like that you should not never read. Sandesh string data is being stored within a variable called as name, which belongs to a type called as string. 20 integer data has been stored within a variable called as b, which belongs to a type called as integer. Like this, you have to read in Ulta. Is that fine? But in case of Python and all, we need not to write like this. Okay, sir. How to write in Python, sir? You only observe. It's a dynamically type programming language. That's what the beauty of Python. See here. In case of Python, directly you tell a is equal to 10. So then who will decide the type, sir? That is the reason we have hired PVM, right? That is the duty of PVM. Guys, PVM will be doing so many activity. He will convert the bytecode into machine level. He will identify what is the type of the variable based upon the data what you're trying to store. Okay, this fellow is trying to store integer. Let me convert this variable A as integer type data. Okay, he's trying to store 20 integer. B will become integer type. Okay, he's trying to store string. Name variable will become string. Is that clear for everyone? Yes or no? Please do respond. Is that clear for everyone? Guys, are you able to understand what is dynamically type programming language? That's very important for me. Are you able to understand what is the meaning of dynamically type? Yes or no in the chat box. Yes or no? Okay, now I'll just do one thing, guys. I cannot give the clarity for multi-threading programming language now. Why? Because I'm sorry. You should never eat the food from the hotel. Yeah. Minimum 10 hours, maximum 14 hours. I'll speak about a concept called as multi-threading in Python. I'll speak about that. Now, if I start giving the glimpse also, I'll not be able to complete within 10 minutes. That's the reason. Please remember the 10 points, whatever I have explained just now, the 10 points. Maybe the 11th point, when I start explaining multi-threading, maybe you can just explain the interview. Is that clear for everyone? Yes, please do respond. Is that clear? Shall I proceed with the next topic? I want you to respond. Shall I proceed with the actual Python? You will see how I'll be typing the program. Fine. Okay, guys, meanwhile, you just do one thing. I'll just go and drink some water. Meanwhile, will you please observe these points, features of Python? Copy this, come back. I'll paste it again so that you will have a clarity. After writing the note points and all, you will have a clarity. Just read the 10 points, and recollect whatever I spoke. I'll be back. I'll just go and have some water. Okay, thank you. I'm really sorry for that. Okay, shall I continue further, guys? Please do respond. Shall I continue further? If you could respond, I can just continue further. Okay, let me just ask the question. How many data types are there in Python? Tell me the answer. How many data types are there in Python? Now, until you respond, I'll not proceed. Please don't wait for me to proceed. 14 data types are there in Python. Today there are 14 data types. If you consider data types, there are totally 14 data types. Among that 14, how many basic? Among that 14, how many basic? Very good, very good. 9 basic, 9 basic. How many advanced? How many advanced? Very good, very good. 5 advanced. Now let's take the first one. Let's take the first one that happens to be int. Shall I start teaching int? From now onwards, we'll not call int. Integer type data. Integer type data, which is nothing but int. Is that clear? Shall I start with the first one? Please do respond. Shall I start with the first one? Still 18. Yep, cool. Now, this is a basic. You should be having a clear picture. Not only the basic, I'll teach you from the memory point of view. Because I'm a developer who knows how in the memory the object will be stored. Only for this example, I will teach. Maybe going ahead, I will teach, don't worry. But for this example, in detail, I will teach. Now, you should tell me the answer. You should tell me the answer. Let's do one thing. Let's go back to the Sublime Text. Guys, you know Sublime Text? Have you heard about Sublime Text? Do you still remember? Have you heard about Sublime Text? Do you still remember? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Programs. Under programs, what I have to do? Guys, where are these? Guys, under programs, there was some folder, right? It's okay. Project. Add folder to project. Desktop. Full stack course. Python full stack. Programs. Okay. What is the day? Could you people please tell me what is the day? I hope it's day 6, right? Yep. Day 6. Instead of day 6, instead of writing it as day 6, let's delete this. Let's delete this. Okay. What I will do, if you ask me, just observe properly, guys. Okay. I will create a folder called as, I'll create a folder called as data types. Everything, whatever I'm going to teach from now onwards, it will be stored within this particular folder. Now what I'll do, I'll consider example number 1.py. Is that clear for everyone? Next example, I will take it as example number 2.py. Will that be fine? Like this, I'll just keep on writing example 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever the name you, if you want, you can give. But for my reference, how many examples that I have taught, I'll be taking like this. Is that clear? Is that clear for everyone? Guys, please do respond. Is that clear? Now, if somebody is asking your age, Mohan, what is your age? It's okay. Don't hesitate. What's your age, Mohan? What is your age? It's okay. Don't worry. Tell me. Okay, 25. 25. Okay. Now, that 25, I'm going to store within a variable called as age. I'm going to store within a variable called as age. If I print age, don't you think I'll get the output? Control S, Control B. Guys, I hope already I have explained how to use Sublime Text. Yes or no? Go to Tools, Build, Control B. First time you do one thing, click on Build With. Click on Build With. Please type Python. That means for me, I got the output, but for you people, just select Python. Then you'll get the output. Is that fine? Now I got the output 25. But I want to check what is the type of this variable called as age. Because technically 25 is the data or object that I'm storing within a variable called as age. Is that fine? Now, shall I write like this? Will you be able to understand? I will tell variable equal to object. Object will be stored within a variable. Will you agree with my point? As I want you to respond, then only you'll understand. Object, everything is an object in Python. Trust me, everything is an object in Python. This 25 object, although it might be an integer, that is also an object in Python. Fine. This 25 object is being stored within a variable. It might be any variable. Now I want to check the type of the object. Sir, how to check the type of the object, sir? English like language. Type function is what we have to use. Within this type function, if you provide the variable which is pointing to the object, we'll get the type. Don't you think it belongs to a class called as integer? How many of them understood by seeing the output? Yes, sir. We are able to understand, sir. How many of them? Now, one more very important thing you have to see. Guys, I'm an object. I have an address. Mohan is an object. He is having an address. Naveen is an object. He is having an address. Srividya is an object. She's having an address. Like that, in RAM, for this object, address will be given. Sir, why address, sir? Guys, don't you think whenever we want to call, using the address only we can call. If you want to call me, one person is asking, sir, why hash? Why hash? I don't know. You please tell me why hash. Commenting in Python. That's it. Okay, so that I don't want to execute this. Is that fine? If you want to comment a single line like this, multiple line, all those things I'll take care when the time comes. But as of now, just commenting in Python. That's it. Okay. If you want to check the address of an object at that point of time, we have to use a function called as id function. What is the address of? You should not give 25. Why? Because variable will be pointing to the object. If you want to do any operation, use the variable. Use the variable. Is that fine? Now, what is the address of this object called as 25? Using variable, I will check. Why? Because within this variable, address will be stored. I will show you. By pictorial, I will show you. Sir, what, sir? 14073. If I close, if I save, if I execute, again one more number will come. Guys, this time it is there on the RAM. That is the reason it will not be destroyed for a couple of seconds. Again, it is taking. But if I close, or you just execute in your laptop, 100% you'll get different address. Why? Because address will be unique every time. A random address will be generated. Now, I'm going to show you a very important diagram. Let's see how many of them will be able to understand. You should tell me. High level code is there. Guys, listen and tell me. High level code is there. First, which software will come into picture to convert the high level into bytecode? You tell me the answer. You please tell me the answer. Guys, please tell me the answer. As if you respond, you will understand. If not, nothing you will understand. That's the reason again and again I'm asking. Please tell me, open your mouth, not mouth. Just go to chat box. Just type. Because high level code will be given to which software to obtain bytecode is what I'm asking. A pretty simple question, not a difficult question that I'm asking. Guys, come on. Very good. Python compiler. Very good. Python compiler. Whatever the answer that you told is absolutely correct. Now, one more very important thing you have to understand. Sir, what, sir? What is it? One more very important thing, sir. If you consider bytecode will be taken by PVM to convert it into machine level. That is what we should observe, or that is what we should be worried about. Yes or no? That is what we should be worried about. Now, let me give you the glimpse about PVM. What is PVM? How these data will be stored within PVM? Everything I'm going to explain. First of all, example number 1.py. Example number 1. It might be capital or it might be small letter e. It doesn't matter. Example number 1.py. What happened? Example number 1. Yeah, output also I have written. Let me just highlight that. Yep. Let me just increase the font size. Times New Roman. And here I'll just tell 80. Okay. Listen properly. Cut it. Please let's not have that. So that you will be able to, for your reference, I have written. That's it. Okay. Now, shall I write the diagram? If you tell me, I'll start writing the diagram. Shall I write the diagram? Yes, you have to respond. If you just tell yes, I can just proceed further and I can just write the diagram. If you're not interested, then why you have to write the diagram? Simply like how you have written, like how you have learned. Okay, this is integer, this is float. Next. Like that, I know how to do it, but never in my life I'll do it. Okay. Now, shall I display something? Some diagram shall I display? Will you be able to understand? It might be a huge diagram for you. It might look, but listen and have patience until I explain. Okay. Have patience until I explain. If I do this diagram, we'll wind up. Maybe Monday's class we'll see. If I explain this diagram, that's it. That's it for today. Okay. Listen to this diagram properly. If you consider PVM, guys, listen for 5 minutes. Why? Because this 5 minutes matters a lot for the next upcoming classes. If you consider PVM, basically hard disk, within hard disk, example number 1.py is available. Will you agree with my point? Guys, you have to just tell yes or no in the chat box. Don't look at everything. Let's not display this. Yeah, don't look at everything. Example number 1.py file is available. Print age, ID, type. It might be reversed. It doesn't matter. ID function is used to fetch the address of an object. Type function is used to fetch the type of an object. Whenever you want to execute this, whenever you want to see the output of this, operating system should give the line of control. Hard disk will be connected to RAM. If I'm not wrong, hard disk will be connected to RAM. Now, what will happen inside RAM is what you have to observe. Inside RAM, PVM will be available. Guys, in the previous diagram, what I told, PVM will convert, it will load it on the RAM. Now, what I'm telling, that is correct. Inside RAM only PVM will be available. PVM will be activated inside RAM. That is the reason I have written here. If you tell p.py, RAM will get to know that, okay, this fellow is searching for PVM. Why? Because he told py. It's a Python file. If it is a .java, I think it would have given to JVM. If it is .mp4, it would have given to the interpreter where the video will be played using MP4. If it is a text file, RAM would have given the control to one, what I can tell, interpreter which will execute the text file. But now it is .py. That is the reason RAM will give the control to PVM. Inside PVM, totally there are 4 segments. How many segments are there, guys? Inside PVM, how many segments are there? 4 segment. First segment happens to be code segment. Second segment happens to be stack segment, or few people might be calling it as runtime stack. Third segment happens to be heap segment. Fourth segment happens to be static segment. In the object orientation topic, I'll speak about static segment. Now, whatever the code that you have written, don't you think whenever the control is coming, simply the control will not come. Control will take the code, it will come. Correct, right? Then RAM will give the control to PVM. That PVM will load the complete code, whatever you have written, within a segment called as code segment. Within a segment called as code segment. Next, line by line execution will happen. If the first line is getting executed, 25 is an object. Whenever the object identifies by PVM, always the object would be created within a segment called as heap segment. Please tell me in the chat box if you see any object in Python, or if PVM identifies any object in Python, please tell me within which segment it will be stored. Very good. Don't you think within heap segment, HEAP, within heap segment, the object will be stored. 25 is an object, circle, fine. A random unique address will be given, but just for your reference, I have written 1000. This 1000 will go and sit within a variable. It will start pointing to the object. Now this variable will be located within stack segment, or few people will be calling it as runtime stack. Is that clear? Because 25 is the object, address happens to be 1000. So here 25 is the object, address happens to be 1000. All these things will be available within heap segment. Now the variable allocation will happen within stack segment. 1000 is the address, age is the reference variable pointing to the object. If you tell print age is pointing to 25, 25 is the output that we got. If you tell ID of age, okay, ID means address, okay, 1000, give it back. Type of age, okay, type, what is the type? Okay, here the information will be there. Fine, integer, throw the back. Now tell me, how many of them understood 20% of this diagram? I'm not expecting 100% in the first go. I'm not expecting at all. How many of them understood 20%? 20% is what I wanted from your side this time. Not 100%, because couple of times if I write the diagram, couple of times if I ask you the question, you'll be able to understand. At least 20% you understood. Guys, the only thing that I wanted from you, code segment, heap segment, what will happen? Runtime stack, what is object, what is address, within reference variable, what will be stored. That's it. Job done. Is that clear? Because many of them might feel, oh, why this fellow is teaching from scratch? Because I can't come to a conclusion. That's what I have told for many people. Many people will be like, sir, 1 week will not attend, sir. We'll do the admission on day 7, sir. Why? Because you are teaching basics, sir. Guys, I can't come to a conclusion that you're from CS background, you know this, you know that. I can't come to a conclusion. Even though it might be there in your curriculum, who knows, you might have not learned. Why people will come to me? Don't you think they have to understand from scratch? Guys, for me, everybody are equal. You might be a CS person, you might be a IS, you might be a mechanical, you might be a manager who is working in the company. It doesn't matter. For me, student. That's it. You're my student. I have to teach, or I will teach from scratch to the next level. That is the in-depth topic I'll go. That is the reason the duration will be 4 to 5 months. Is that fine? Starting 1 week, that's it. Starting 1 week, whatever I did from till now, I think from coming Monday onwards, let's take the topic. Let's do coding part. Is that fine? From Monday onwards, you'll just see my typing. Most of the times, you'll just see me typing the code, showing the output, so that you'll have to interact. Okay. Is there any doubt till here? Please do respond. Is there any doubt for anyone till here? I want a very quick response from your side. Is there any doubt? Okay. I have just written the note point. Whatever I have explained just now, I have just written in the form of a note point. Guys, one thing I hate when it comes to my class, if I'm taking some extra 5 minutes, or it might be 10 minutes, don't give some or don't have that word expression why this fellow is extending the class, and don't sing the songs are and all. Why? Because don't you think for every topic I have to give a logical conclusion? Correct me if I'm wrong. For every topic I have to give a logical conclusion. Then only you will understand. Then only I'll get that satisfaction. That's the reason. Exactly from Monday onwards, we'll have 8 to 9:30. Sometimes I might stop the class at 9:20. Sometimes I might take the class till 9:40, 9:45. But 1.5 hour is a fixed time. Plus or minus 5-10 minutes will happen. No one I'm telling. It purely based on the topic. PVM, Python Virtual Machine, which is nothing but the Python interpreter, will be having 4 segments: code, stack, heap. Static I'll speak when the object orientation comes. Always the code will be loaded on the code segment. Next, whenever the object gets created, always the object will be available within a segment called as heap segment. Next, whenever an object gets created, then the address of the object would be stored within a reference variable. Always the address of the object will be stored within a reference variable, and that reference variable will be stored within stack segment, or few people will be calling it as runtime stack. ID function is used to check the address of an object. It's a unique. In your laptop, it will come different. Now, I'm telling. Many guys don't ping me in the WhatsApp. Sir, when you executed, you got this data, sir. But in my laptop, it is coming different data, sir. I'm only telling different. Every time it will come different. Now also, if I go to Sublime Text, if I execute, I'll get different data. But this is same. Because that's what the type, that's what the data that I'm trying to print, right? Next, print function is used to print the data on the console or monitor. That's it. Now tell me, in today's concept, so many technical topics I have covered, and the last 20 minutes, what I spoke is very important. For the next upcoming classes, this is very important. Is there any doubt for anyone? Please do respond. Is there any doubt for anyone? I want a genuine response from your side. If you have any doubts, guys, you have my number. Guys, do you have my WhatsApp number? Yes or no? I think none of the people will give you the WhatsApp number. I have given my phone number. Say only one number. That is only WhatsApp. That is only phone number. Fine. Please do call me. If I'm not able to pick your call, trust me, by the end of the day, if you are a boy, till 11:30 or 12, also we can connect. But if you are a girl, I'll not be calling after 10:30 or 10 o'clock. Is that fine? Within that, I'll try to call. If not, tomorrow we'll connect. Is that fine, guys? Please do respond. I want you to respond. And text, you can text at any given point of time. If I'm online, 100%, I'll not use my mobile more often. Whenever there is a work, I'll use. That's it. And maybe if you're pinging in WhatsApp, and if I'm free, if I'm looking at the phone, 100% I'll respond. That is for damn sure. Trust me, 100% I'll respond. When it comes to integer type data, just observe whatever I have written is correct or not. Times New Roman. Here I'll just tell 18. I will tell. Yeah. In order to store integer type data, that is integer type real world data, we have to use something called as int data type in Python. Int data type in Python. That is what I have shown. See here, that is what I have shown with the beautiful example. I hope everybody are able to understand whatever I have explained in today's class. Are you people able to understand? Yes or no in the chat box? Are you able to understand? Now, I will not, what I can tell, write the diagram. Can I expect you to write the diagram? Same diagram once again in your notes. Guys, for this example, I have written the diagram. For this example number 1, I have written. Can I expect everyone to write the diagram for this example? I'll not even execute this example. Sir, why, sir? Don't worry, I'll show it to you. What is that? What is there in that particular example? Times New Roman. This is an assignment from my side. Okay, guys, please tell me. 1998 is stored within a variable called as year. 2022 is being stored within a variable called as year. This year and this year, same or different? That you tell me first. This year and this year, same or different? Different. Python is case sensitive, my dear. Python is case sensitive. Next, you will get some random address, integer, random address, integer. See, data, address, data, random address, class belong to integer. Now, can I expect everyone to write the diagram? Can I expect everyone to write the diagram? Can I give it as an assignment? Same, no change. No change means example number 2.py, write this code, write this code. Fine. Next, HDD, give the control RAM PVM, code segment, write that 8 lines. Next, how many objects will be there? You tell me so that I can sleep peacefully. How many objects will be there in the heap segment? How many objects will be there? If you tell the proper answer, I'll get peaceful sleep, at least for today. It doesn't mean that I'll not get. I have a blessing from God. I'll tell you which is that blessing. What is that blessing? Okay, that's very good. 2 objects will be there. 1998, 1 object. 2022, 1 more object. How many reference variable will be there? How many reference variable will be there? 2 reference variable. Small year, capital Y year. If you're able to understand and if you're able to reproduce the diagram, I'm very happy. Guys, nobody will be having this gift. I don't know why I got this gift from God. If I wish, trust me, if I wish, I can sleep like this. Here itself, I can sleep like this. Within 2 to 3 minutes, I'll get a sleep. And if it is a bus, train, and if some function is going on, some loud noise is there, it doesn't matter. And I don't want my mattress or something, maybe on the normal ground I can sleep. And that too, within 5 minutes, I'll get a sleep. I don't know why. Guys, why? Because I'm a person who will stick on to one thing in my life. What is that? If you ask me, at a time, don't think too much. You have to think. I'm not saying no. You should not think too much. Guys, you tell me, I'm taking a class. Now I'm taking a class. If I think about what will be there for dinner, where I have to go for dinner, whether I have done my dinner or not, or are you getting my point? Guys, we should think. 100% thinking should happen inside human brain. It doesn't mean that, okay, you should not think. No, you have to think. Okay, after the class, I have to go and have dinner. That's it. You should not think like which hotel I have to go, which friend I have to call, or should I take this person, or should I need to order in Zomato, which hotel I'll order. Don't think too much. Why? Because I'm doing a task. I'm giving my 1 hour, which is equivalent to so many hours of people. That means I should give justice. Fine. If I'm playing a cricket, for example, usually when I go to my native, when I go to Mysore, basically I'm from Mysore. When I go to Mysore, at that point of time, I'll just go and play cricket. At that point of time, I will make sure that my mobile phone will be silent. I'll not pick the call 3 hours or 4 hours. Why? Because if I get a call, at that point of time, maybe it might be office work, it might be some study online work, whatever it might be. My concentration will go. Are you getting my point? Because that is the reason whenever you're doing something, give your 100%. Give your 100%. I'm not saying it's possible very easily. It will take some time. That's what the mistake many of them will commit. Correct me if I'm wrong. While attending the class, you'll think about your future. Oh, what happens? This fellow is telling so many things, but I'm not able to understand whether I'll get a job or not. You'll think about that. Instead of that, give your 100% to imbibe the knowledge, whatever I will teach. Drop. It means step by step. Guys, I can be very proud. In 6 days, in 6 hours, I have given my 200% of effort, and I made you to understand some topics in Python. Correct me if I'm wrong. 6 hours, whatever the time that I have given, I gave my best and I tried. Like that, I'll be giving my best throughout this course. But the only thing is, I'll be expecting few things from the student. Sir, what, sir? Attend the class regularly. Even though if you miss the class, I hope I have told what is the solution for that. And now only I'm telling, if you share your credentials, I'll get a mail if multiple device login happens. Automatically your account will be blocked. At that point of time, please don't ask me, sir, what, why, sir, all those things. No excuses. No such things will be entertained in study online or with Sandesh. I'll be very friendly. Trust me. I hope many of them would have spoke with me, right? I'll be very friendly. But when it comes to teaching, I'm not strict. Few disciplines should be followed. That's it. Is that fine? Guys, let's enjoy. Let's discuss what is the day-to-day activity that is going on. Fine. Let's enjoy and let's kickstart the process. Is that fine? That's why, because you have to see my face. If you take up this course, you have to listen to my voice. You have to see my face for 4 to 5 months. Fine. That's the reason. Let's enjoy this process and let's learn. Every day you have to enjoy. Because even though I'll be going for office, assume that I might come to the home at exactly 7:55, exact 8 o'clock, I'll start the batch. But you will never get to know that I'm tired. Never. You might see in my face or in my eyes, it might be. But trust me, what God has given in this voice, you will never see tired. Trust me. But face I can't hide. Even though if I go and wash my face, because I'm also a human being, right? You might see some tiredness, might be fine once in a week or twice in a week, might be, who knows? I'm also a human being, but never in my voice you'll see dullness and all. Guys, don't you think? From day one, when I started, hello everyone, welcome to Study Online. Today happens to be the day one demo class. Same modulation is what I'm maintaining till today also. Same modulation. That means same energy is there. I hope, I don't know whether you have observed or not. Same energy will be maintained towards the end of the course also, when I'm doing projects, when I'm doing Django REST API, when I'm doing the advanced concept of Python, or when I'm doing DSCA, everything. As in this particular Python full stack course, only, I hope you have gone through the brochure, right? Only aptitude will be done by somebody else. Even I did aptitude by learning for one batch, but later I realized it would be very difficult for me. Fine, I can train, but for that only people are there who is having some 10 years of experience. And one of my close friend, fine, his name happens to be Abhilash. He's having around some 10-12 years of experience in the industry, that too in the aptitude industry. Fine, he'll be taking the aptitude batch for you. That means the complete 80 hours of content where you can crack any engineering interviews round. Is that fine? Thank you so much. If you have not done the admission, please do the admission within this Sunday. Is that fine? And I hope you know the EMI option if you want to go with that. If not, better if you pay in a single shot. That's purely up to your wish. Just give me 1 minute. I'll just give you the attendance link. Just fill the attendance link and so that we can just conclude. Just give me 1 minute, guys. I don't know why few people will be waiting to press that end button. As soon as I tell, okay, let's halt the technical discussion, they'll exit. I don't know what kind of urgency will be there. Guys, don't you think if you wish, while listening to the class only, you can have your dinner? Yes or no? I think many of them would have done like that. By listening to the class only, you can just have your dinner. If you wish, yeah, you can do it. I'm not saying no, but I can't do like this, having some dinner. No, I'll never do it. Okay, please do provide the attendance. I want everyone to provide the attendance. Okay, guys, is that done by providing the attendance? Is that done by providing the attendance? Please do inform all your friends who are not interested in programming or development. Why? Because from this coming Monday, this Monday, I'll be starting a software testing batch that will be in the morning slot, morning 6:30 to 7:30. And if you are a student, sir, I feel like I have time, sir. Morning 1.5 hour, evening 1.5 hour, I can attend, I can manage. Why? Because I want two options, sir. If I get a job in development, let me go in development. If I get a job in testing, let me go in testing. If you feel like that, then you can join both. And if you join both, you know what is the cost. I think clearly I have mentioned in yesterday's class. But I would not recommend someone to go with both Java and Python together. That means both development course. But if you're going with testing development, Obviously, you can. You can learn because you are the only person who learned 6 subjects in every four months. Yes or no? Either you might got 90 marks or either you might got passing marks. Doesn't matter. But you are the person who learned 6 subjects plus 2 lab within the span of not even 4 months, 3.5 months. Correct, right? That too. Sunday will not learn. You'll attend the class, somehow you will learn, you will clear. But using these things, you can earn, or you will get your bread and butter, and you can take care of your family. That's your earning. Whatever you learn, let's first learn. Then you can earn. Fine. I'm not doing some punching dialogue. Automatically it came. First, think about learning process. That should be proper with discipline. And before you're doing the admission, inform your parents. Tell them clearly. Give them the proper clarity what I gave it to you. I mean, whichever the language you want, you just that means in your native language, convince your parents. Tell them, okay, I want to do this course. Using this course, easily I'll be able to get a job. I have paid lakhs together for 4 years. At least now, just give me 14,000. This will be the last amount that I'll be borrowing from you for learning process. And later I'll start giving the amount. Like if you give the confidence 100%, they will never say, no, I'll not give. You should not learn. No, nobody will tell. Fine. That's the reason. Can I expect everyone to do your admission by tomorrow? One person is asking, sir, do you have any students who came to you and thanked you for teaching? Not one student, thousands. Not one, thousands of students. Trust me. Not 1, 200. Maybe if you want, I can just give the contact number. You can just contact them. Guys, by tomorrow, if it is difficult, if you're saying, at least before Monday, you have to do it. Is that fine? That is before Monday's class, before 8 o'clock. Guys, Monday, you know the timings, right? If I'm not wrong, do you know the timings of Monday's class? Python, what is the timings from Monday? From coming Monday? What is the timings from coming Monday? 8 to 9:30. Be fixed. And please make sure that you will write the notes, or day 1 to day 6, get it xeroxed. Stick it from day 6, you start writing the notes. That's up to your wish. But I would recommend you to write the notes. Is that fine? Monday 8 to 9:30. I think before Monday, at least 2 hours before that, do your admission. No, for testing, you need not do the admission tomorrow. No. For testing, you need not to do the admission. I'm just saying for Python. Is that fine? And that too, I'm not asking you to pay the 14,000 in a single shot. If you don't have the amount, pay 4,000. Remaining 10,000 you can pay up at the end of the month, or what I can tell, May 1st week. Okay. Attend testing demo class if you wake up in the early morning, 6:30 to 7:30. Daily 1 hour I'll be taking the class, Monday to Saturday. Is that fine? Fine then, guys. Thank you so much for attending. Thank you so much for bearing me for 1 week, that too for 6 hours. And that too, I'm really sorry for taking the class at late night, 9:15 to 10:15, and even 10:35 today. Fine. I'm really sorry. To be frank, I have to appreciate your patience. Instead of watching IPL, instead of watching movies, instead of watching serials, instead of chit-chatting in Instagram, I have to appreciate your effort to listen to something a person is telling. And if you feel that is correct, and if you feel, yes, if I learn this, I'll get a proper job where my future is secured. If you learn from me, layoff, recession, termination, all those things will never going to happen in your life. Never. Why? Because this is what that I'll be feeling. That's it. Knowledge. That's the reason study online. Knowledge is power. That's the tagline that I have written. Okay, guys. If you have any specific doubt, you can ask me. You can call me tomorrow, or I think you can, if you are available, if you're okay, you can call me after the class. You can interact. 100% I'll be available till 12 o'clock or 12:30. You can ping me in WhatsApp. Before Monday's class, before 2 hours, just do the admission. Don't tell like, sir, now 8 o'clock, I'll do the admission. Sir, you're in the class, sir. I'll do the admission, sir. Give the permission, sir. Don't do like that. At least before the class, just get it done. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great weekend. Monday we'll meet. Bye-bye.